Yes people, so as you can see, right now I'm currently in the park, just chilling alone, you get me? We got the birds and everything around. But anyways, in today's video it's just going to be another The Chronicles, the return of it. But today's going to be a busy day as I've got a whole day of lectures, I've got coursework to do, and I'm also training. Today's a new week of training. I've had 3 rest days after maxing out because I was dead. And my new 16-week training cycle begins today. And obviously I'll talk about it. I've designed it myself, so it's going to be good. And I can explain why I've chosen this, etc. So without further ado, let's get into today's video and let's do this. Okay, so I'm back home now. Every morning I legit go to the park. I just like walking. I just, just nature. I become nature, basically, essentially. So anyways, now I've got a lecture at 11 o'clock. Right now it's around 10:50ish. So there's going to be a time lapse of me just studying or just looking at the lecture, etc. 11 till 1 o'clock is the lecture. Then I have a 1 hour break. And then on to the second lecture. Without further ado, let's get into this. I've just finished my first lecture and I'm telling you, my head is gone. It's gone. It just doesn't exist anymore. And plus on the side I was doing coursework along while watching the lecture. So I finished the coursework though. So that's 2 courseworks out of... There's 1 left now, and I left this one on purpose because this one's the hardest one. It's the biggest. My brain has to work proper nice. All these ones I've done were due at the end of March, but since I'm a bit of a... I just worked a lot hard. I've completed both of them. So now I'm gonna show you my meal too. Well, my meal what I'll show right now is just basically, what was it? It was some oats, it was some blueberries, it was a muffin as well, and what else was it? The oats had a dark chocolate in it, and then I had a protein shake which I drank before. So that was my breakfast. I'm having around 4 meals per day, 4 meals, because obviously I'm on the massing phase, but I'm trying to keep the carbs up. I have specific macros I have to follow, and yeah, so I'm gonna make my meal too. So let's go. Okay, so I just made my second meal of the day. The calories for this meal is 751 calories. My breakfast was 1019, probably due to the muffin being like 200 calories. But regardless, I'm going to tuck in this. Then I got my lecture in 30 minutes, second lecture. So let's get this again. Alright, so I'm just have a 10-minute break between my lecture. The reason I'm wet is because I'm about to pray quickly. And I'm also going to have my pre-workout meal. It's just going to be some bagels with some jam, just some carbohydrates. Because when I'm right now, my training calories, my carbohydrates are high. Just in general, because my calories are high, my carbohydrates are going to be high as well. My protein stays the same, roughly. And yeah, fats go a bit high as well, but not that high. But anyways, let's get back into the lecture after I finish praying. And I'll show you the pre-workout meal. I like to have a pre-workout meal like 1 hour to 2 hours before I train. So yeah. Quickly, just in case you want to know what I'm using to record my time lapse, I'm legit using my phone. Which is legit just the legendary phone. Is it cracked? You can't return. Oh, yep it is. Nice. I'm legit. I'm so dead. My brain doesn't work. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm on my 3rd lecture now. And after this I'm gonna train, so the caffeine, the pre-workout should help me. Because today's session is no joke. Remember, I made my new program. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about today's session, bro. My brain's gone. I'll talk about today's session while I'm doing it. And yeah, so let me die in this last assignment. Oh, not assignment. My brain's actually left. My last lecture, and then I'll see you in the gym of gains. That was gay. Things aren't as they were before. You best stop rising. Okay, so right now the time is 5:20. I'm having my pre-workout. I'm just gonna go for a little 5-minute walk. My lecture is as in a break, so we have 5-minute break-ish. So I'm just gonna quickly do my 5-minute walk. Then I'm gonna start warming up whilst listening to the lecture. And then it's gonna end, and when it ends is when I start training. So, and also I'm gonna pray as well in like 5:45. So without further ado, let's go. You're not gonna see me walk around because who wants to see that? Okay, so I've just done my little walk. Now I'm going to use my massage gun just before I head into the session, just to get the blood flowing, just loosen just a bit of just stuff, because today's session is going to be nuts and you're going to find out. So without further ado, let's get this.
As they were before, you best start rising. Did you think you could keep us all?
Okay, so today is a squat, bench, deadlift day with some accessories. So how this day is going to follow is, I'm first going to start with some, as you can see there's a band here with some fat grips at the end. I'm going to start with some banded rows. This is just to get my back active. This is essentially a warm up. I'm doing 3 sets of 25. Just getting the blood flow there. It's also just, I've increased my back volume just a bit, just because I want to get more. It doesn't necessarily mean I'll get more out of it, but as a warm up, I'm doing this before, so it means more fresh. Also just going to focus on contracting and squeezing. So yeah, let's get into this.
The gates forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear this sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving.
Okay, so I've just completed the rows. I also went quickly to pray upstairs and also went to the toilet for my doo-doo. And now I'm going to go into deadlifts. So specifically in deficit deadlifts. So obviously I've got a notepad down there where I write my notes now. I mean my workout plan. I'm going to do deficit deadlifts, 6 sets of 3 at 75% of my 1 max, which is 152.5 kg. Now, you may be wondering why you're going like starting off really low. You know you can do more. Remember, this 16-week program, I'm going to gradually peak up till I hit a 1 max. This is why right now, since I've started a new program, I finished my maxing out, start fresh again, and we're going to build up technique and also do good. So let's get into this deficit deadlifts. I love it. So my warm-up sets are done. I'm now going to do my first working set of 6, 152, well in this case 153 kg for 3 reps, 6 sets, deficit deadlifts. Should fly up easily. Remember, it's very light for me at this stage. So let's get this.
Beneath your feet, with a whisper in the tree. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise.
First set went well. It was very fast and explosive. I'm just trying to keep my posture like maintained throughout the whole lift. So going from down to up, not letting anything go wrong. So 5 more sets of this, but I won't record all of them because I don't want to bore you a lot. And then we're going to go into pause squats. So yes. Alright, now on to pause squats. I'm going to be doing 108 kg, 3 sets of 5. The pause squat after doing deficit deadlifts is better than just doing normal squats for me right now. The pause squat will make me lessen the load a bit because at the bottom I have to pause for at least 2 seconds, 1 second. and it just ensures stability and technique, and it's good. It's a really good exercise. So let's get into this, and yeah.
Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving.
Okay, so I've done my 3 sets of 5. Beautiful, I felt so good doing this. Now I'm on to bench press, speed bench press. So this is just 60% of my 1 rep max, but I'm focusing on the velocity. I'm focusing on how fast I can get the bench from A to B. It's a 60% of my 1 rep max, so it's like 54 kg, which is like 3 sets of 8. But I'm focusing on just speed. I'll explain why later. But doing this as well, I'm benching 3 times a week. This is a speed session. In 2 days it's going to be the heavy session, and then in the other days it's going to be a moderate session. And that's the only thing I've really increased my frequency of the 3 compound movements. Deadlift and squat I do twice a week, some type of variant. Speed bench, benching I do 3 times a week. My bench is going to become massive, I'm telling you. So yeah, let's get on to this.
Warriors around, don't get caught in the mosh pit. Fuel to the fire, ain't nobody can stop it. Trouble in my city, but you know I'm across it. Got a 40 on my hip and I'm liable to spark it. Throw down these hits, my click is indivisible. I aim, you duck, I squeeze, now you invisible. I'm not afraid of getting physical. All these different chemicals are fogging up my visuals. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we notorious, we ain't no runners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we some warriors, they ain't called gunners. Bloods on my hands.
Okay, so speed bench press is done. Now we're going on to accessories. So the first accessory I'm going to do, dumbbell lunges, 3 sets of 10. I'm going to pause at the bottom for a slight second, and at the top as well. Normally I would do it outside, but currently since it's dark, I'll try and do it in the kitchen, up and down. But let's see how it goes anyway.
Slugs on my gunners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Put on my strap, put on the beat, put on the map, put on my team. Take out every motherfucker in between, know what I mean? Better my steps, better my aim, better my rep, better my name. Killing rappers on my hang, I'm by their chains for the fame. Never thought I would it, now I'm running this. You don't wanna follow me, I'm up in front of this. I ran in the truck with the troops, trying to get it what it does. Battling and I ain't never lose, we some motherfucking warriors.
It's much harder when you're doing it on the kitchen corridor. Dumbbells are massive, so I'll just hit the fridge and the washing machine. But we do what we gotta do. 2 more sets and then on to arms. Okay, so now I'm doing arms. I have increased the frequency and volume of arms as well, as I have not been growing under the frequency and volume I've been doing before, so I've decided to increase it. Plus, I've decided to drop my ego down a bit and use weight that I can actually feel the muscle. So right now I'm going to do single arm tricep push down, 3 sets of 12 on each arm. I'm doing single arm because I just want to fix any muscle imbalances. My tricep, as I know my left tricep is weaker than my right. So without further ado, let's get into this.
know where you can find me at. Journey through the mind of an insomniac.
Now I'm gonna do hammer bar curls. So again, the same as triceps, I've included a bicep exercise on this day for the increased frequency and volume. I love doing the hammer bar curls after deadlifts because it just works on my forearms a bit more and the brachialis, and also I feel a nice squeeze and pump at the top when I do the grip like this. So let's get this 3 sets of 12 again. Let's do this.
I never sleep, staying ready, keep an eye out for the fakes, for the snakes, load a clip and I'ma pull it, something shakes. Never go to battle if you plan to lose. Life a game of chess, you gotta plan the moves. Middle fingers up, I'm not a fan of rules. Fighting for the right to live in peace and not like animals.
Bloods in my hands, got swords in my gunners. You'll be notorious, we ain't no runners. Bloods in my hands, got swords in my gunners. These warriors, they ain't no gunners. Bloods in my hands, got swords in my gunners. Bloods in my hands, got swords in my gunners.
Put on my strap, put on the beam, put on the map, put on my team. Take out every motherfucker in between. Know what I mean? Better myself, better my aim, better my rap, better my name. Killing rappers on my hang, I'm by their chains for the fame. Never thought I would it, now I'm running this. You don't wanna follow me, no motherfucker running this.
Okay, so I've now completed my session. I'm now having my post-workout meal. It is a massive bowl of cereal. This one is actually sick. It's basically a cookie one. The macros are sick as well. The amount of the carb ratio. Where is it gone? Can it focus? It won't show here, right? No, it won't. But basically, the carb ratio is sick. I am also microwaving some chicken on the side. The reason I'm having cereal, by the way, is because it's a fast-acting carbohydrate, and after we exercise, our GLUT4 receptors are more open, thus can absorb carbohydrates more quickly. Anyways, that's probably going to be the end of the video now. Right now, I'm just going to quickly go for a shower, pray, then eat. Then probably around, right now it's 8:30. I'm probably going to go for a little walk around 9 to 9:30ish, just to digest the food properly, and then off to bed. So I've been hella busy today, but in the end, it's worth it. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. Like, subscribe and share if you want to. Don't have to, I'm just saying. And on that note, I'll see you on the next video I make.